Hi, good evening to all of you. So, hi, very good evening to all of you. Yes, ma'am. Let's begin our discussion with the first chapter. I think in the last session we are done with the what is a syllabus. So, on main important point, I want to repeat once again. If you are preparing for the CMA final direct taxation, don't read the CMA inter syllabus. Only we have to read the 3 chapters from the CMA inter syllabus. That is enough. PCBP, TDS, TCS, and chapter 6-year reduction. No need to refer the entire CMA inter syllabus for the purpose of CMA final direct taxation. Yes, sir. So straight away we will start the basic concepts. So very important chapter, and there is a lot of amendments in this chapter. So there is a lot of amendments involved in this chapter also. So that's why I want to start with the basic concepts, start within a fresh page and give the heading basic concepts. So you have to write the notes along with me. Even though these are all the contents we have in our concept book as well as workbook also, but you have to write the notes along with me, then only you can get the concepts clearly. First of all, first concept I want to discuss in this chapter. Who haven't power to levy the tax? So normally, who haven't power to levy the tax? So please give your answers. So normally this is a basic question. All of you already know. So who haven't power to collect the tax? Normally government. So that may be central government, or state government, or local authorities also. So local authorities means normally panchayat, municipalities, corporations, or cantonment boards, etc. So normally the government can collect the taxes. So I want to start the concept. Who are given the power to levy taxes? Yes, you know government is already collecting the taxes from the public. But who are the given the power to? Government for collecting the taxes. So for this purpose, we have to read some contents from the Constitution of India. So the most important thing, Constitution of India. So in every act we have in sections as well as subsections, etc. But in Constitution of India, we have an articles. In act we have in sections, likewise we have an articles in the Constitution of India. Can you tell me? So no need to refer the all article numbers here. We have to refer only 2 article numbers. The first article number, that is 265. MCQ purpose, this concept is also important. Yes, ma'am. First article number, we have to learn 265. Yes, ma'am. What 265 says? What article number 265 says? Simple. No tax shall be collected. No tax shall be collected except by authority of law. What it means? Simple. If you want to collect the tax in India, you have to getting support from the law. So that means I want to collect the income tax. Yes, you need to get a support from the which act ma? Income Tax Act 1961. So once again, I'm asking the question. Article number 265 is revealing that if you want to collect the tax in India, you have to get a support from the what ma? Law. So that is only article number 265 says. Then can you tell me another article number we have to know ma? Article number 246. What is that? Article number 246. Can you tell me article number 246 says that? Yes, sir. Article number 246 is a given the power to. Article number 246 is given the power to. Given the power to central government and the state government. Central government and state government with respect to make laws on it. Make laws on it. Simply, if you want to collect the tax, you need to get a support from the law. In article number 246, yes, sir, who can frame the laws? Simple. Central government, state government have an power to make the laws in accordance with the article number 246. So nothing but I think you know some laws, that is an Income Tax Act 1961, GST laws, as well as Indian Contract Act, Partnership Act, Sale of Goods. Yes, sir. Many acts are there. These are all the things are framed by the central government or state government. So can you tell me for central government, state government, who are given the power ma? Article number 246. Who are they given the power ma? Article number 246. So this is only the two article numbers we have to learn for the purpose of the Income Tax Act 1961 discussion, basic concepts. So if it isn't over, then we have to start with the next point. So hi, good evening to all of you, Nagarajan as well as Karthikeyan. So Gogul Krishna and Pavati, good evening, good evening. Next point. I want to write the one thing, 7th schedule to, what is that? 7th schedule to article number 246 of article number 246 consists of 3 lists. Consists of how many lists? 3 lists. So nothing but in Constitution of India, we have an article. Within that articles, we have an schedules. So DD regular batch recordings వాళ్ళకు ఒక గ్రూప్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి డౌట్స్కి ఎలా కాంటాక్ట్ అవ్వట్లో అర్థం కావట్లేదు. I think there is an already we have one group for the doubt sessions ma. So if you are still not added to that group, please message me on my WhatsApp. Definitely I will add it to that group. Okay. You can contact with me on Telegram also or WhatsApp also. Definitely I will add you to that group. No issue. Yes. So normally we have a Constitution of India. Within that Constitution of India, we have an what ma? Articles. Within that articles, we have an what ma? Schedules. So can you tell me what is that article number ma? 246. Within that, can you tell me what is the schedule ma? 7th schedule. Having that how many list? 3 list. How many list ma? 3 list. Can you tell me what is that ma? First list is named as an union list. First list is named as an what ma? Union list. Second list is called as an state list. Third list is nothing but what ma? Concurrent list. What is a concurrent list? So if you are learn the flow, Constitution of India, within that article number 246, within that 7th schedule, having the 3 list, so we can call it as an union list, state list, concurrent list. Or we have another name also, we can call it as an list 1, or we can call it as an list 2, or we can call it as an what ma? List 3. Anyway, that's okay. Yes. So just imagine one book. Just imagine one book as an Constitution of India. If you are open that book, you have an articles as an main headings. Within that every article, we have an schedules. So like if you are taking the 246 as an article as a main heading, within that main headings, we have an subheadings like schedules, first schedule, second schedule, or third schedule. Within that 7th schedule, within that what schedule? 7th schedule, we have a 3 list. If you are open that every list, we have many act names are there. Within that union list, can you tell me what are the laws or what are the acts having that place in union list? Simply Parliament. Can you tell me what is that, ma? Parliament. We can take it as central government. Central government has power to make laws on it. Can you tell me indirectly? Central government means nothing but what ma? Parliament only. So nothing but, member of parliaments. So MPs are assembled in one place. That is nothing but parliament. So that parliament, if in that parliament, if any law pass, that is having that place in which list ma? Union list. So I will tell you some examples in this list. So normally Indian Contract Act, many. So having that place in this union list, one by one laws are entered. I think our income tax number is nothing but entry number 82. Often which list ma? Union list only. So that means before Income Tax Act 1961, we have an 81 entries in the union list. So after Income Tax Act also many lists are there. So many list is there. So can you tell me what is that name of the act ma? Income Tax Act 1965. Income Tax Act 1961. Can you tell me if you are going with the list 2? If you are going with the what ma? List 2. Can you tell me if central government frame the any law that having that place in which list ma? Union list. If state government has power to frame the laws with respect to the, has power to make laws. So if central government framed the laws that having that place in union list, if the state government passed any laws that having that place in which list ma? State list. Can you tell me here the member of legislative assembly, they haven't assembled in one place, that is only called as what ma? Assembly. So we can call it as an what ma? Can you tell me who can pass the assembly? So we can call it as a legislature. Next, can you tell me concurrent list means combined? Both the central government, state government have an power to make the laws on it. Can you tell me what is that ma? Both central government and state government have power to make laws on it. So in this situation, combinedly. So an entry number 82 having the name of that act is nothing but what ma? Income Tax Act 1961 having that place in. Can you tell me what is that flow ma? If you are remember the flow, entry number 82 of. Can you tell me what is that, ma? Entry number 82 of union list to that. 7th schedule to that. Article number 246 of Constitution of India is given the power to collect the income taxes. Yes, ma. One more thing. Entry number 82 of union list to that. 7th schedule to that. Article number 246 of Constitution of India has given the power to collect the income tax. So you have to remember the entry number. So our entry number is nothing but what, ma? 82. Yes. So thank you, Priyanka Chaudhary. Thank you, Divya Reddy. Next. So still we are discussing the who haven't given the power to collect the income tax. Nothing but we have to learn the two article numbers here, already done. And next we have to remember the flow. So can you tell me our entry number in the Constitution of India? 82 of union list to that. 7th schedule to that. Article number 246 of Constitution of India is given the power to collect the income taxes. Next. So first concept is over, nothing but we have in power. This power is taken from the Constitution of India for the purpose of collecting the income tax. Next thing, second concept in this chapter, we have to learn about the components or sources of income tax law. Sir, what is that heading? Components or sources of income tax law. If you are observing that, sir, I want to know about the income tax law completely. Then what are the sources we have to learn? And next, what are the components of income tax law? So many persons are thinking that, so if you learn these sections of Income Tax Act 1961, then we know all the things about the income tax law. That is not at all correct. We have to learn the few components, or we have to learn from the few sources with regarding the income tax law. So one act is not at all sufficient to know about the all the things about the income tax law. So that's why we have to follow the 5 components. So you may get this question as a short answer type questions also. So this is an old trend only, but we can expect. So first you have to know about the Income Tax Act 1961. This is the first component or first source you have to read. Second thing, along with the Income Tax Act 1961, we have to know about the Income Tax Rules 1962. So this is a second component we have to read. Third one, Annual Finance Act. What is the third one? Annual Finance Act. Fourth component we have to concentrate on this is nothing but circulars and notifications. Circulars and notifications. Last one. Sorry. Last component, that is the fifth one, case laws. What is that? Case laws. First of all, I will explain you all the components in a detailed manner. So first component is nothing but Income Tax Act 1961. So in the year 1962, it came into force. but act name is nothing but Income Tax Act 1961. It came into force on 1962. Okay. After that year, so CBDT released the rules, income tax rules 1962. So long ago, this law is framed. What is the law? Income Tax Act 1961 is framed in the 1960s only. So right now we are in the 2023-24 year. So there isn't much inflation is also increased and many things also changed. That's why we have to amend the Income Tax Act 1961 every year by using the Annual Finance Act. We need to change the tax rates as well as that all the provisions in that Income Tax Act 1961. So we have to pass the one Finance Act every year. That is only Annual Finance Act. With regarding that, we have to learn about the circulars and notifications also and case laws also in detailed manner. So just I will start with the first component. Can you give me heading for the first component, ma? That is an A, or you can write it as an 1 also. Income Tax Act 1961. What is that? Income Tax Act 1961. Okay. What are the things we have to learn about this component? So basic details only. Can you tell me? It extend whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. This is a basic thing we know already. It extends whole of India. It extends whole of India. Second thing, can you tell me? It came into force. It came into force. Can you tell me when, ma? On 1st April 1962. Next one. So in this act we have 298 sections as well as 14 schedules. So can you tell me? Income Tax Act 1961 contains how many section numbers, ma? 298 section. Out of these 298 sections, we are already learned some sections in CMA inter syllabus itself. The remaining sections we have to learn in this CMA final. So can you tell me how many schedules we have, ma? 14 schedules. So this is all about the Income Tax Act 1961. Next. So not only Income Tax Act, in other acts also, like Companies Act 2013 is introduced. After that next year, that means in 2014, government is come up with the Companies Rules 2014. So nothing but if any provision is not at all explained in a detailed manner in an act, so definitely the users may get some doubts with respect to that provision, that all the clarifications can be given by the authorities with the help of that rules only. That rules also released for that Income Tax Act. So can you tell me what is the rules? Income Tax Rules 1962. So can you tell me rules always is a succeeding year to that act. Here 1961 we have. Next immediately succeeding year is nothing but what, man? 1962. So not only income tax, in every act also, after that act came into existence, in immediately next year they are coming with the what, ma? Rules. So here we have to learn about the who are releasing these rules. CBDT have power to make power to make rules. Can you tell me CBDT full form? Central Board of Direct Taxes have power to make the rules. But act have that means act can be framed by the central government or state government, both the central government or state government. But rules will be framed by the Central Board of Direct Taxes. This is the first and foremost authority in income tax structure. So total income tax administration can be done by the Central Board of Direct Taxes only in our income tax authorities chapter. So if you are observing our index in this income tax authorities chapter, I will give you the brief discussion about the CBDT in third chapter. So this is the first and foremost authority in total income tax act income tax structure. So they have a power to make that what rules. I will tell you the rules. What is the usage of rules? So normally, if you are absorbing one provision, so definitely that isn't difficult to understood, as well as how to apply that provision also is a difficult to the users. So in this situation, rules, what is the usage of rules? Rules are step-by-step guidelines. Step-by-step guidelines. Step-by-step guidelines for implementation of what for implementation of, can you tell me, act. So definitely in 1961 act released, and many sections are difficult to understood and difficult to implement. So these are all the things having the solution, found the solution in rules only. So can I give you one example? Yes. In Income Tax Act 1961, we have in one provision, section 40A subsection 3. In PCBP chapter, we have this provision. So do you have any idea about this provision? Section 40A subsection 3. So please reply, online students also. So what is the provision? So if you have an idea about this provision, yes, please let me know. Yes, Gokul Krishna, disallowance only. For what purpose we are disallowing this amount? So what is the reason behind this disallowance? So I want to know the reason for the disallowance. Very, very important only. Next, Nagarajan, Kartikeyan, Navateja, Pavati, Priyanka Chaudhary, Divya Reddy, please give me the reason. Yes, 10,000 limit per day is only allowed in the form of cash. So what is that point, ma? Super. If payment in cash, exceeding rupees 10,000 in cash, automatically entire payment is what disallowed. Entire payment is what disallowed. So in Income Tax Act 1961, if you want to make any payment in excess of 10,000, you have to follow the account to pay check, account to pay demand draft, electronic clearing system, or any other electronic mode. So what are the prescribed modes, sir? 4 modes: electronic clearing system, account to pay check, account to pay demand draft, any other electronic mode. So otherwise, that means if you are following the cash, so you want to give the payment in excess of 10,000 also, or exceeding 10,000, you want to give in the form of cash, then entire amount is disallowed. So example, I made a payment to that vendor. So how much amount? 20,000 in the form of cash. Then entire 20,000 is what disallowed. So in Income Tax Act, we have provision like these only in simple form. But if you are observing that, how can I make the payment in the form of electronic payments to that agriculturist? So I want to purchase the fish from the fish market. So normally for the college purpose also. So in this situation, definitely I need to make a payment more than 50,000, etc. So how can I make the payment in the form of check? So definitely, so the seller will decline our transaction also in these cases. So that's why rules given the clarity. Can you tell me what is a linkage rule, Rule 6DD. So definitely these two things having the linkage, we have to learn this section along with the rule only. So can you tell me Rule 6DD is given the clarity if payment, what is that? If payment exceeding 10,000 also, exceeding rupees 10,000 in the form of cash, that's okay. In cash, it will be allowed. It will be allowed in all cases, or in exceptional cases in exceptional cases only, allowed in few exceptional cases. Few exceptional cases. Can you tell me one example? Payment made to or payment to farmers. Payment to farmers. So, yes. So normally we have that many list, much list is there. Just you have to remember one. That's enough. In PCBP chapter, I will give you the detailed explanation. Yes, sir. Arjun Kumar, hi Bhaskar sir, your explanation is simply super. Please come for that marathon classes in Chennai. So it will take it months or years also, sir. So definitely, our entire BCCI team will come up with the marathons in Chennai as well as Bangalore also, but it will take some time. Next. So can you tell me how many components are over, sir? The first component is Income Tax Act 1961. Second component is Income Tax Rules 1962. Then we will start the third component, that is an Annual Finance Act. Very, very important component. Shall we start the form? Yes. So give the heading, third component, Annual Finance Act. I think we are given the alphabets C. So please write along with me. Annual Finance Act. So how any act will be passed? So definitely with the help of parliament or state legislature, both the combined with the state legislature as well as parliament only. So this is also act, you have to remember. So what is the use of this Annual Finance Act? Every year we have to make the amendments for the tax laws, that may be direct tax laws or maybe indirect tax laws. So nothing but, first of all, finance bill. So nothing but the finance bill means, I will tell you what are the proposed changes we have to make to that existing laws. So we have an income tax laws or GST laws or customs laws or whatever it may be there. So that is an existing laws. What are the proposed changes we have to make? So that all the things will be drafted by the Union Finance Minister on their committee. So that is called as a finance bill. If that finance bill is passed by both the houses of parliament, both the houses of parliament, both the houses of parliament. Can you tell me? Finance bill is introduced in the both the houses of parliament. That means what, ma? Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. So if both the houses of parliament approve this finance bill and it will get assent from, so that needs to be approved by the, yes ma, that get assent from. Can you tell me assent from whom, ma? President of India. President of India. The first of all, it is having the name of finance bill only. Simply what are the proposed changes we have to make? So if that is an approved by the both the houses of parliament, that will be sent to the President of India for him or her assent. So after that, it becomes as an finance bill is becomes as Finance Act. It will becomes as an what, ma? Act. So if you are observing that name, bill is replaced with the word as an what, ma? Act, because it is passed by the central government in the parliament only. Next thing. Can you tell me Annual Finance Act? Name itself you can learn. Every year we have to pass this Finance Act. Every year we have to pass the what, ma? Finance Act. Can you tell me? Every year amendments made to Income Tax Act 1961, Every year we are made the amendments by using the Finance Act to that Income Tax Act 1961. Can you tell me for the direct tax only we have an amendments or to indirect tax also? To indirect tax also. Yes, sir. And other tax laws. So many persons are thinking the Finance Act is useful for the direct taxation only, not at all correct. Finance Act is getting the giving the amendments to the all the tax laws, that may be direct tax laws or indirect tax laws. Next thing, third one. So by what, ma'am? Finance Act. Can you tell me what is the present Finance Act? Any idea? So please give me comments. What is the present Finance Act? Present Finance Act is. So please give me reply. What is the present Finance Act? All of you. So in face-to-face batch, I got a reply. So from online, I want to know the what is that present Finance Act is an applicable for our examination. Who are going to write their June as well as December term? What is the present Finance Act we have to use? All of you. All of you, please give me reply. What is that present Finance Act? You can say any number also, that's okay. So just I want to get a reply from you. So you are typing as an assessment year 24-25. Yes, that's correct. But I want to know that what is that Finance Act? So like Finance Act 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, like every year we have an Finance Act is there. So if you are observing that, that is an Finance Act. Yes, ma. What is that? Finance Act 2023. Sir, in every February, we have in budget sessions. In that budget sessions only, finance bill is introduced. Automatically, that finance bill is converted as an what mark? Finance Act. But in this thing, you have to know one thing. So in February 2023, this Finance Act framed. In last February, I think if you are observing that, in February 23, this bill has passed. And that is an approved by the Union Finance, that is approved by the President of India also. Can you tell me in February 2024? Yes, we have an Finance Act. Can you tell me what is that Finance Act passed 2024? But this will be applicable for our, this is not applicable for our term. This will be applicable for June as well as December 25 examinations, not for our examination. So once again, I am telling, so in last February 2023, as a finance bill is introduced by Union Finance Minister, and that is passed as a Finance Act. So can you tell me name of that Finance Act 2023? The 2023 Finance Act only applicable for our June as well as December examinations. So normally in last February, can you tell me, right now we are in March, in last month, February 2024, we have one more Finance Act that is useful for the Finance Act, that is Finance Act 2024, useful for the June as well as December 2025. So some students are, practically many as a practicing chartered accountants or cost accountants are business persons also, they are updated with the some cases in Finance Act 24 also, but no need to read this Finance Act. This will be useful for our next year attempts only. Clear? All of you, please let me know if it isn't clear. Then I have to revise once again. I will take a break. So for entire discussion, Total Income Tax Act 1961 with respect to our CMA final direct taxation, all chapters I will discuss in this speed only along with the handwritten notes, sir. So once again I am telling to you, So for that entire chapters, I think we have 24 chapters in our index. These are all the chapters I will discuss in this speed only, and I want to write the total content in a summarized manner in that handwritten notes. You have to write along with me. So then after we will do the problems also. In this speed only, I will discuss entire content. Once again, I'm saying, yes, sir. So I want to revise that entire content before closing the session. So can you tell me who are giving the power to the collect the taxes? Ma? Simply, Constitution of India is given the power. In Constitution of India, we have two articles. One is on 265, another one is 246. 265 says, if you have proper support from the one law, then only you can collect the tax. So how to frame the laws? Article number 246 is given the power to central government and state government. So with respect to the make laws on it, that means central government and state government can have an power to frame the laws. So if you are observing, can you tell me in article number 246, we have in schedules. Within that one schedule is a seventh schedule having that how many lists? Three lists. First list, union list, second list, state list, third list, concurrent list. So if you are observing that, so in union list, who have in power to frame the laws? Central government. In state list, who have in power? State government. In you list three, both the central government, state government. Can you tell me already Income Tax Act 1961 came into force on 1/4/1962? Can you tell me in which list that that act having the place? In list 1 only. What is that? Entry number 82. So if you are observing the flow of that discussion, can you tell me what is that? Entry number 82 of union list to that 7th schedule to that article number 246 of Constitution of India. Next, we have started the discussion related to components or sources of income tax law. So in order to understand that income tax law, we have to learn the following components as well as sources. Can you tell me what are the components? Income Tax Act 1961, Income Tax Rules 1962, Annual Finance Act, circulars, notifications as well as case laws. As of now, we are done with the discussion with respect to the three components. What are the three components? Income Tax Act 1961, Income Tax Rules 1962. Next, we have Annual Finance Act. Tomorrow we will go with the remaining two components, that is in circulars, notifications as well as case laws also. So I think all of you are getting that clarity till now. So if you haven't any doubts, please let me know, ma. Otherwise, we can close the session. Yes, thank you. We will meet in the next session and tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day. Good night.